Man, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another post-game episode of the Bring the Thunder podcast. We got King Capers in the building here today. Man, Thunder pick up a much-needed, ugly-ass win, 92-87 in Denver in Game 4. Man, I don't even know what to say. Shea got back to, he looked real good early in the first quarter. And then the second half, he was kind of like, I think he made like 2 field goals, maybe 1, but he hit some free throws. He got to the line. J-Dub shot like shit today, 10 points on 2 of 13, but honestly, he played well. I don't know how to explain that. Like, he could affect the game in so many different ways, especially defensively. Like, he got to the line. He had 6 free throws, made all of his free throws, made the 2 at the end to put the game out of range for Denver because they were trying to give Denver every call down the stretch.
Yes, they were.
In there.
No, don't even get going on that right
now. Hartenstein was fantastic. 14 rebounds today, and one alley-oop was unbelievable. And I want to shout out Alex Caruso, Casey Wallace, and Aaron Wiggins. Mark played Aaron Wiggins 16 minutes today. Aaron Wiggins scored 11 points, and like Sapir said the other day, 6 rebounds. He's a great rebounder. And played some good defense. He was efficient, 3 of 6 from the three-point line. He kept us in the game in the third quarter when Denver was trying to pull away. A couple big threes. Yeah. And Kaysen went 3 for 3 from 3 today.
Yes.
Good defense.
Yes. Man, one of the biggest things for me is big nod to Mark for understanding that this was not Dort's game and just taking him out. He didn't force him to stay in. He didn't force him to take these shots. He relied on his bench, and it paid off huge. That's Caruso down that stretch.
He figured it out today. Listen, like we said, it's not Dort's series. Dort's going to be needed when we're playing guys like Ant, when we're playing guys like honestly, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum. That's where Lou thrives because he guards number 1 forwards. Yep. He's not going to guard the number 1 if it's a 7-foot Serbian center, and he's not going to guard Jamal Murray, right? So it's hard to find his spot, but luckily enough, we picked up Alex Caruso, who's just such an outstanding defender, and when he's shooting threes, it's just a luxury at this point. And the development of Casey Wallace, able to guard literally 1 through 3, 1 through 4 almost. Yeah. And when he's hitting threes as well, it's tough to beat us. Now, we had a horrible day shooting the ball. The beginning of the game was one of the worst showings of basketball I've ever seen in my life. But we were winning, right? So as bad as we were, Denver was 2 times worse. Yeah. And I love to see the resiliency. All season long, they've been able to bounce back after a tough loss. Even when Denver punched us in the mouth and went up 6, guys like Wiggins and Wallace really kept us in the game. We need that. Now, a lot of the things I said after Game 3 still kind of stand. I don't believe in us in the clutch. I really don't. I don't believe we're a good closing team. I don't believe we have a closer yet. Maybe Shea develops into it. But, man, I think he shot. So, from the start of the second half into when he got subbed in the fourth quarter, he shot 1 field goal attempt, and that was at the 9:05 mark in the third quarter. So that whole third quarter, I think he had 1 free throw, and that was it. Yeah. And then he kind of came on a little bit later, like after the timeout, around 3 minutes left. He had a nice mid range. But again, it looks like J-Dub might have to be the closer. They go to him often down the stretch. Yeah. And if he's good. If he's not,
except for Game 3 when we had a chance to go to him down the stretch and we didn't.
Right. But yeah, at the end of the day, sorry, Gabe. But at the end of the day, you pick up a win.
Yeah.
You go back home, and you try to reverse the mistakes that you made last year. It's the same script. Last year we got it back to OKC and we lost. This year, if we grew, see if we got better, which we think we have. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. This is the kind of game where even though we won, you just got to put this one behind you. It was just not our game. It was not their game. And if we play a fraction of as bad as we did for parts of this game, we won't win the series because I promise you Denver will not play this bad again. This was the worst game they've played probably in like I mean, all season in the last two, it's like we cannot rely on this again. This wasn't just our defense being great. Don't get me wrong. Our defense made big stops. That first half was like the worst shooting performance I have ever seen out of a team. Denver was just so terrible. So going into game 5, just kind of like move past this game, but we cannot play even remotely close to as bad as we did today if we're going to beat them. It's got to be better in every asset of the game. J-Dub's got to show up. Lou Dort's got to – I know we said it's not a series. He's got to be more reliable, and if he is shooting bad, he cannot be shooting 10 threes a game if he's playing that bad, because at that point, it's just hurting us. Like, I get shooting out of a slump, but you got to at some point recognize I'm not hitting them, bro. Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how he comes out in the next game, if this really isn't his series or if he'll – come around the corner at some point.
This is what I'll say, bro. The top of that fourth quarter, you guys don't understand how huge that was, bro. With Williams hitting the 3, Wallace hitting the 3, Wiggins hitting the 3, getting us back in the game. I don't know if that got us up 1 or down 1, but the top of that fourth quarter was crazy, bro. So important. And another thing, I'll take it back a couple of years. I'm so glad we drafted Kason Wallace and not Grady Dick, bro. Because if you remember when we was building the team, we needed shooting.
Yeah.
And I wanted Grady Dick so bad. Thank God we got Kason Wallace, bro.
Yeah. Wallace is a dog.
Kason's a dog. And
he was balling tonight.
People forget we traded for Kason. We actually traded away Lively for Kason. So works out in our favor. I believe that Hartenstein's a better player than Lively, and obviously we know what Chet is when he's on. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go on.
I was watching this game, and Jets, when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in, but the threes, dude, I mean, we can't get away from it. I don't even care that they're missing, right? You could have a couple games where you're missing threes. Why do we continue to shoot 40 plus threes a game if we're going to we made 10 threes today.
Yeah.
We made 10 threes today. Shea at the end of the game, again, minute and a half left.
God.
He gets 2 possessions. First, he shoots a 3. We get the offensive board. I'm like, all right, bet. Go to the rim.
Step back.
Yep, you're in the bonus. You're in the bonus.
Bro, in the bonus. Step back 3. And then one more time, we're trying to dribble out the clock. He goes under the rim, dribbles out to the 3-point line, shoots it again.
Yeah, no, it's
killing me.
I've never been one to say this, but I'm buying into it now. Stephen Curry ruined this league.
This is what I'll say, bro.
On God, bro. He ruined
that. That is crazy. But to your first question, though, that's what their zone defense is calling for, bro.
Yeah. No,
the Nuggets, how you beat zone, you shoot it. You got to shoot them out of the zone.
Or you put somebody in the middle of the zone.
That's what they do.
We continue not to do it.
They put somebody in the middle. Somebody, Hartenstein, Chet be in the middle. Kason, Shea was in the middle.
It's like 1 out of every 5 trips down the court. They put someone in the middle. The 4 others, we set a high ball screen and we just go.
Yeah,
it's like, bro.
Yeah,
that's high school basketball. Like
it's bad, dude. And there's nothing that bothers me more than when we get a turnover, we get a quick rebound, and we stop and pull a transition 3.
Man,
that makes me lose my shit, dude. Like, play normal basketball. You're not, and especially in that first half when both teams were combined like 2 for 20 from 3 at a time, and we just kept shooting them. Like, at what point, like in that first half, this is something I was really mad about. In that first half, the fact that we never once took advantage of how bad they were playing is beyond me. It should have been a 20-point game, bro.
Definitely should have.
It should, and the reason it wasn't is because instead of taking advantage of like them being bad and just playing normally, we just kept shooting threes. Like, at some point, you have to like, honestly, I don't want to put the blame on like only Shea or something, but as a team leader, like, you've got to get the team to understand, like, if the coach isn't going to make the change, we have to. Like, stop shooting, bro. Like, you just cannot win a game that way. That's how the Celtics play. They ride or die on the 3, and we've watched them die.
Yeah, right. I'm literally screaming that on my TV, like, what are we, the Celtics, and we can't shoot? But I got a question for you, Gabe, right? Because I completely agree that Denver probably won't play this bad again in this series.
Right.
But their personnel-wise, Braun was 2 for 9 from 3. He's not a good shooter. Like, he hasn't been all series long. Right. Jokic went 7 of 22. He's done that like 3 straight games since game 1.
Yeah.
Murray, 5 of 15. He's done that every game except game 3. Gordon had 15. He's averaging like 20 in this series, but you cut him down 5 points. And Porter went 1 for 7. He did that every game except game 3 too.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we continue to have this happen? They've been doing it all series long. We've been clamping them. We've been on them since game 1.
I definitely think obviously we can expect our defense to keep them in that lower range, not scoring as much. But the start that they had with that first half is more so what I'm talking about, because they're not going to have that bad of a half again. Instead, it might be stretched across all 4 quarters. But when you have one whole half where a team is playing that bad, and if you can't rise to the occasion and actually like take advantage of that lead, you're not looking good. Like, the fact that we won this game is crazy because we should have had a lead bigger than that. But I guess I'm more so saying that I wouldn't expect a half like that out of them because, yeah, like you said, they still did good. But the other thing I'm thinking is MPJ, I know he's inconsistent, but like you have to count on the fact that he's streaky, as in next game he could do what he did last game and hit 5 for 5 from 3. Russ had a terrible game. Horrible game.
Are we ready to say that Westbrook's just like 10 times better in Oklahoma City? Like, he's coming back with at least 15 points in game 5.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. That's another example of like when I'm saying we can't expect this again. I'm not expecting Russ to shoot 2 for 12 and 2 for 9 from 3 again. I'm not expecting MPJ to have 3 points. Like, you just can't count on them playing this bad all around. But I agree with you, Joe. I'm not going to discount our defense and say that our defense can't force them into playing bad, because we absolutely can. We've done it. But there's just times where our defense has let us down this series as well, leaving Aaron Gordon open twice to take the lead and then to tie. I mean, our defense has not been what it could be. Now, if it plays the way it has in the regular season, there's no reason we shouldn't win the series. Right. But I'm just saying that I don't expect Denver to have this bad of a performance all around for the rest of the series. I
don't expect us to have this bad of a performance.
No, me neither. This is the worst we could have played.
Another question. Well, this is more of a comment, and I want you guys to get back at me. Call me crazy. I think the Denver Nuggets, like 90%, rely on Jamal Murray. If Jamal Murray is scoring 25 plus and he's in a rhythm and he's not going 5 for 15, they are like unbeatable. Like, we've seen playoff Jamal Murray. He steps up and he's outstanding. Like, he dominated all the way to the final on their finals run. He brought them there. Jokic needs Murray to really pick it up because Jokic is getting 4 bodies on him at all times. So he's not going to have a great field goal percentage no matter what. Yeah, he might shoot 14 free throws per game. Hopefully we get that number down. Yeah. But if we keep Murray to 6 of 13, 5 of 15, we got him 6 of 19 one game, they should not be beating us. They should not be beating us, especially going back to home. Like, I think if we could control Murray, if we could control Murray, we should be fine. Gordon could still have his 20. But if you can control Murray and the rest, that's the way to beat these guys.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact stat, so I don't want to get it wrong here, but it was something like in the playoffs, games where Jokic has shot his lowest field goal percentage, they're 4-1. In games where he shot his highest field goal percentage, they're 1-4. That's a very telling stat, because if Jokic can be on and they can still lose, like we've seen that happen. But if Murray's on, you're in trouble, because that's double the amount of power, which makes sense. I mean, if you have 2 guys dropping 20 plus, it's a big thing. So I don't necessarily think that they completely rely on him 90% of the time, but I think if he's not on, they have to rely on people like Westbrook off the bench to drop way more than what he's capable of, 15 plus every game. And that's hard. The odds of them winning a game if Murray's not playing good are significantly lower than the odds of them winning if Jokic isn't playing good.
And that's the thing. That benefits us, because we're constantly going to have a Caruso, a Casey Wallace, a Lou Dort on him at all times. So he's not going to have any breathing room. He won them that overtime the other day in game 3.
Yeah, he did, bro.
That end of the fourth quarter into overtime, he won that game because he's nice in the playoffs, bro. But if we consistently apply pressure with our defenders, there is no way we shouldn't win game 5 at home. I'm not going to say the rest of the series, but game 5 at home, there's no way we shouldn't win that game.
Absolutely.
No way. Sapir, get in here. Kaysen played 23 minutes. Aaron Wiggins played not a great amount of minutes, but 16 and a really efficient and effective amount of minutes. You were called for that the other day. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I've been kind of asking for this for a while, especially for this series. It's just like you should know your personnel, and feels like it was pretty obvious. I wasn't worried. Like, we make a couple of those adjustments, win challenges, play the right players. we should be winning the series regardless, and we'll probably end up winning the series as most people had predicted. It just took a little bit longer for us to figure it out. And I think Shea said it best in his post game presser, that each game we're getting better. So, and that's what I'm seeing from the guys. They're understanding how to beat this team. It just, we're going against a championship level team. You're not going to just figure out how to beat a team like this that's taken out the Lakers, taking out so many major level teams, like huge players. And this is only our second run, so it's not something that we can just – obviously we have a championship expectation, but we haven't had a championship level run to have that experience to, build upon. Right. So that's what we're kind of building right now. So
the problem is there, like the expectation comes from the 68 win regular season.
68,
right?
Bro.
Like if they won 58, 60 games, we'd want them to make the finals, but you win 68 games, you better make the finals, right?
We've seen plenty of teams, 65, to 70 win teams that have not gotten to the finals. There's
San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this. So obviously, as fans, that's the expectation, but you also have to put it into perspective. We have the youngest playoff roster in history in the playoffs, like for the second year in a row, like on their second run together. So there's a little bit of nuance to we won 68 games. We won 68 games because we have the youngest legs with a 10-man roster that can, have two legitimate starting lineups. That's why we won 68 games. There's a difference of regular season versus playoff basketball. And it's great that we have that depth to, turn a lot of keys, as I would say. Like we have a lot of different keys that we can turn on in terms of the adaptability of it.
Right.
And that's where we have the advantage over every other team. But it's not like we can't just count on J-Dub and Chet to step up each and every time. We have way more talent than that. And that's not how we won all regular season too. So it really comes down to, learning game by game, and we'll figure it out. So I think we can win the next two, to be honest. We win the next one, I think we'll close it out in Denver. Shea will make sure we close it out.
It's all
Are
about.
You sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Are you sure though?
100%.
I'm confident in next game. Are you sure about game 6?
So wait, let's slow our roll. Let's slow the roll.
Yeah, I'm confident.
We got to get through
game 5.
Next game, game 5. We got to win at home.
I said with the if we get through next game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's talk about next game though. Expectations. Listen, I mentioned already last year, it was the same series pretty much.
Yep.
In the semifinals. We came back home for game 5. We lost.
Confident, and we lost.
I'd like to see this is my expectations. We'll go down the line here. I expect a close game. It's going to be hard. I mean, the way they've been playing defense, they got the right game plan, but we just have much more talent than them, I believe. I just think we're a better team. We're a better defensive team. We match up pretty well against them. So I'm expecting at least like an 8-point win at home. And honestly, I'd like to see Kaysen slide in the starting lineup. I know it's like Lou's going to be our starter no matter what in every series, but I think in this series specifically, just to get the offense rolling in the beginning, the spacing in the beginning, if we could get Kaysen in the lineup and he knocks down 2 threes early and then Shea gets open, he creates more space for Shea and J-Dub, that game could be over quick, especially in OKC. So I look for fast starts, and in order to have that, you can't have 2 non-shooters on the court in Hartenstein and Dort.
I didn't get to catch the beginning of the game. Did we start with double bigs this game as well? So every time
we did it.
So every time we start with double bigs, we always start slow.
Yep.
The more of the adjustment isn't starting Kaysen, it's let's just start with one center, open up that free flow.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I agree though. I actually agree though.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So stuff we say on this, it must travel to Mark somehow because
it definitely travels.
Yeah, because Dort clearly played a lot less minutes. So clearly, if we're saying this, there's other accounts that also can say the same stuff too. So it helps. It helps build a narrative. So
But here's the thing, like
should start the first quarter with just Chet in the lineup.
Just Chet, bro.
Here's the thing with just starting with Chet. They're not going to do it because the way they've game planned around Jokic is to throw Chet and Hartenstein at him and then a guard. So it's 3 guys at him, if not 4 at all times. When he's running through the lane, there's 3 guys surrounding him. When he's catching the ball, there's a guy on weak side, the middle, and on him. So that's 3. And we're kind of making them just force it to Braun. Luckily, he hasn't really popped off yet because in the regular season, he did have a game against us in OKC that he just went berserk. But, I mean, he's not a good shooter. So we expect him not to make – we're playing to our advantage, right? So I think they're going to go with the double big. But I think, like, Sapir, we've been screaming about double big all season long. We don't love it because of what you just said. You know, not enough spacing, not enough scoring, slow starts. If you take Lou out and add a shooter, I think that kind of creates a solution for it if you're going to stay with the double big.
So Joe then?
Kaysen. If Kaysen's shooting threes, you go Kaysen because you could start Kaysen on Murray. You got to start Kaysen on Murray if Dort's out.
Because Joe and Wiggins can't really guard in the first
and you don't want Murray to get going early.
That's true.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be anything, it's got to be Kaysen, but
I agree, but I still want to throw out the obvious adjustment. You know, like if you want to have clear, good offense in the first 2 quarters, play Chet. And then, you know, if you want to have a closing lineup of Hartenstein. But the thing is, I looked at the defensive scheme and I broke it down in the last live that we had. It's just as simple as Caruso can be in the dunker spot where Chet helps on his right hand. Clearly, he's only a right-hand finisher on the left block. Like, he's been exposed. If every other team doesn't do the same thing we're doing against him for the rest of the next season, I'll be really shocked. Because, like, when you figure out a player in the way we figured him out and game plan for him, I mean, it's obvious what doesn't work for him. He wants to go for that right hook, and that's his most comfortable shot. And when you shadow it, it's pretty much over for him. He doesn't know what else to do. He doesn't have a counter.
So this is what he does. He resorts to shooting threes. He shot 18 threes in 2 games, and he's made 2. He's 2 of 18 from 3. So when Jokic is hitting his threes, it's going to be tough. But that's how you're going to have to guard him.
Yeah,
exactly what Sapir just broke down. Get him on the 3-point line, and if he's knocking him down, well, damn, live with it and go make 3 straight layups. 3 straight layups. Go try to match the 3. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to force him to do that. And I think they've done a wonderful job on him. It's honestly pretty incredible what they're doing. I mean, his field goal percentage has been awful. He hasn't looked comfortable once. Even when he gets to the rim, he's not getting there again for another 3 plays. He's flopping his ass off for free throws, you know. So it's like they're doing everything they can. I had one more thing to mention.
Okay.
Until we just start random spieling over here. They took Shea out. Well, coach took Shea out early, 5 minutes into the game today. I think that was to game plan for the 4th quarter, as we've mentioned a few times, because Shea's normally playing the whole first, sitting the second until about 5 minutes. But they took him out early. I didn't love that. I still think it's playoffs. This is a game where you needed to win. If you lose this game, you're definitely going to lose the series. Well, most likely anyway. I don't want to see him getting taken out 5 minutes into the game because not only did they take him out 5 minutes in, he was like 3 for 3 early. He was hot early, and then they ripped him right out. So what do you guys think about that?
Does that have to do with his stamina that you guys were talking about? Is that why they did that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
is that why they did that? When they did that, that's the first thing I thought about with y'all.
One of the other things that we said was, you know, sitting him early can really help out for the 4th quarters because that's when he's exhausted, and that's why he throws up those, you know, side hook shots, whatever you want to call them, where he doesn't actually move the shot because his legs are so done by that point. And that's what happens in the 1st quarter is because he gets ran through the ground because he needs to carry the offense because there's a double big lineup. It's all connected into like why we're losing those 2 other games. And there's still like small adjustments we can still make. And that's why I'm saying like we win the next game, we make a couple more adjustments.
Yep.
Specifically, it's saying right now,
it's like, so crazy.
We can, first of all, this, you know, playoffs is a learning experience. We can't just sit here and say we should be 3-0, whatever. Like, yeah, we can say that, but that's not how things went down. So we're in
it's over.
But the next 2 games, next 3 games, however it goes, they need to lock in on these adjustments. They can't forget, oh, we need to rest Shea a little bit so he's ready for the 4th. Oh, maybe we should get the offense rolling and have Isaiah Joe come in early off the bench.
Wiggins. Another thing about these adjustments that Xavier and I was screaming on this podcast the other night. I was like, I started off calm. I was like, damn, we lost. And the more I started saying things that happened during the game, the louder I got and the more upset I got. But I said this. If you guys could guess, don't look at the stat sheet real quick. Who had the highest plus minus on the team today?
Well,
Wiggins?
Aaron motherfucking Wiggins. It's him. Every time he gets sufficient minutes, he's the highest plus minus. Every damn time.
Yeah.
He's a plus 14 today. He's a plus 14. Kaysen and Cruz are a plus 12. And the one starter is Isaiah Hartenstein with plus 9 and Chase plus 6. So, I mean, just get him in the game. Our bench is so much better than theirs, and we have to utilize our players. If you utilize these guys, they're going to score points for you, and you're going to go on runs. You're going to dominate their bench. You're going to dominate Westbrook and Peyton Watson. Like, they had 3 guys come off the bench today. Strawther was at the end of the game for 5 minutes. Peyton Watson had 9, non-factor, and Westbrook played 27. He fouled out. Yeah. That's it. Run these guys into the dirt when they throw in 2 of their guys. Like, put Wiggins in and just let him ball. Let him ball because he's still the 3rd best scorer on this team, no matter what anyone says. A pure scorer, he could hoop. That's it. Get him in.
Yeah.
Him. And he's so confident, too. He's so confident.
I've got 2 other adjustments we can make. One I thought about last night. I'm over here thinking about the game, and I'm like, did AJ Mitchell play in this game? And I'm like, holy shit, he didn't play, and he didn't play today either. If he doesn't get minutes, at least 10 minutes for when Shea's out of the game for playmaking, like, that's an easy plus-minus win. And just in general, like, he's just such a good basketball player that he provides rebounding, defense, assists,
I love AJ Mitchell.
Playmaking. He provides you everything that you need. That's another thing that, like, just stood out to me so much. Like, he's another player that should be getting minutes. And the other second adjustment that I was going to mention was we can pull down a couple, like, Hartenstein played 33 minutes, and this is just a small thing, but J. Will can, pull in like a 2 or 3 extra minutes from Chet and Hartenstein just on Jokic. When Jokic is in, those hard fouls. If he gets like 5 fouls or 6 fouls in a game, great.
That's awesome. It's perfect. He had 5 today, and they were all great fouls.
Yeah.
Great fouls.
That slows down Jokic. By the end of the game, he's already exhausted from a 7-game series. You put a guy like J. Will that's not even budging on back downs, you're going to get tired. You're eventually going to get tired. So I think that's those are the 2 adjustments that I want to see us go home. And for the next 3 games, like, AJ needs minutes. I don't know how I can get in Mark's ear about this. Please, Mark, please, whoever's listening, if there's another reporter here, 10 minutes. Just ask one question about why AJ's not playing. Because the minutes that he did play in that blowout win, he was cooking them.
Yeah, he's fine. AJ is dope. AJ is a really good player. They're probably just not confident in him enough yet.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. He didn't get any time during the regular season because he was out. He was out 70% of the season. So to throw him in the game like this is tough.
Kingston as a rookie in the Maverick series absolutely was cooking. So
I wanted to bring that up. Kaysen did the same thing he did last year today. The same exact thing. I think he did a little bit more last year, but it's the same exact game on the road, game 4, down 2-1. Kaysen Wallace steps up huge. I mean, this guy is unbelievable, dude. He's so good. When he's shooting the ball well, he shot the ball well all last season. This year he's been on and off, especially at an injury, in and out of the starting lineup, in and out of, am I playing 20 minutes? Am I playing 13? Mark gets a little confused sometimes. But, well, man, he's awesome, dude. I need to get this guy at least 25 minutes a game. At least 25 minutes a game.
I agree with that, bro.
Especially in this series.
Yeah.
Especially in this series.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you do start him.
I don't see why not. He started the whole – before he got hurt. Before he got hurt, he was starting the whole regular season. Then he got hurt. He started him a few games, and then it was bench. I don't know. A couple other stats real quick. Won the rebounding game today, 55-49, 15 offensive boards to 12. So didn't get out rebounded as badly as we did the other night. Personal fouls were pretty much close. We had 26. They had 23. 3 of ours came in the last minute. They were trying to give Denver an extra push to get back in the game.
Yes, they were.
Free throws. So here's the thing with free throws. If OKC loses the free throw attempt game 36-26, I'm okay with that because, to be honest, we're not going to the rim as much as Denver is. We're not. Even when we do go to the rim, we kind of shy away from contact a lot. So there's bad foul calls, and then there's, OKC only deserved 26 free throws today, which they did. They shot a lot of threes. They made them 77%. I'd like to see 80, but they made them. But if the free throws are like 15, then we got a problem. Then it's bad officiating. But if OKC's shooting a lot of threes, shooting a lot of mid-range, not being like totally aggressive with their actual take to the rim and trying to score, we're gonna lose the free throw battle every time. But I mean, that's been consistent all year. It's just the fact of when you do get to the line, make your free throws, and we should be all right.
Yep.
Man, other than that, I'm happy. My stomach still feels weird. I haven't eeaten like at all today.
Me either, bro.
I'm getting flashbacks of last year. I need a 35-point game from number 2. I need a 35-point game from number 2 at home on game 5. I really do, because I'm still seeing a lot of shying away. And when he does have the ball in the clutch, it's a 3, and he's not gonna make them, especially at the end of the game when he's got dead legs. And one more thing. Drawing the fouls. Like, I get you get to the free throw line a lot, and he's really good at it. But when it's 30 seconds left and you're going to the rim, we need a bucket, bro. We don't need 2 free throws. We need a bucket. So that's all I got to say.
And
but we do play.
Free throws.
Yeah, and he needs to make his free throws. I mean, he did what? He missed like 2 today, right?
3.
What was he? 9
of 12.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll take 12 of 12 because he was on all year. He wasn't missing free throws all year.
I know.
It's a different game, though, the playoffs. It's a different game. A lot of energy being used, and shit goes crazy. That's where the best players, make their names, right? So Shea's got to be there. But, yeah, series tied, going back to OKC on Tuesday. So, again, we only get 1 day off. All these damn teams getting 2 days for flying, 2 days between their home games. I don't understand it, but we just got to keep going. Chet said he got interviewed during the first quarter. He was like, yeah, this is pretty much like the closest thing you could get to a back-to-back in the playoffs. Because it was 36 hours after an overtime game. And
it's ridiculous.
But let's just, we're younger, right? So it
shouldn't really matter.
That should be us. But, yeah, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 start on Tuesday at home in Paycom. We're 10.5-point favorites.
What the hell?
I'm not taking that line, but
shoot, I am. I'm hammering that line. We're gonna blow them out.
I can't bet.
We're gonna blow them out.
I do want to definitely add my own prediction for Game 5. I think both Capers and I were gonna add ours here at the end.
Yes, sir.
The thing I want to see with Game 5, I need to see that Chet performance from Game 3. He was aggressive as hell.
First half.
That's got to be aggressive.
Performance.
He opened that game aggressive as hell, and I just didn't see that today. He was good on the boards today, but he was not playing aggressive like we need him to. Right. The other thing is we got to thrive off of the crowd, bro. OKC has got to bring it this time. And I know we do. We always do at home. This is a big one. It's got to be loud. You have to show up for this game. The crowd absolutely thrive off the crowd. And that's when big teams pop off, on those home games where the crowd's loud, they're feeding off of them. Everybody's feeling it.
That's where we can hit the run. That's
exactly.
We're waiting for.
There's potential. This game has potential to be a blowout. It absolutely does. We're coming back at home after a gritty, tough win like this. There's potential for a big blowout here. There's also potential for a slow start, matchup issue or rotational issues, and too many threes shot that's going to make the game a lot closer than it needs to be. So my 3 things: Chet's got to be aggressive, thrive off the crowd, and just come out hot, come out fast, aggressive. You don't even need to be shooting like lights out, but just don't come out catapulting threes, bro. Just come out and play basketball. I seriously beg you guys.
Before we get to this comment, Capers, you said you're hammering that line. What do you think?
I'm hammering that line, bro. I think we're going to come out the same way we came out in game 2. I think we're going to be out early, maybe 12, 14 points, and I just think we're going to add on to it. I think because role players usually particularly play better when they're at home. Yep. I don't see game 5 going how game 5 went last year. Thank God, but I just feel like, bro, we'll build up a lead. We'll end up blowing them out, and then we'll be confident. Everybody's going to come back on this show Tuesday night happy.
I'll be dancing if we win that game.
I'm not worried about next game, bro. I'm worried about game 6, bro.
I love the confidence, but we're going to get to this comment here real quick from Red Sox Aiden. Hate that title, Red Sox Aiden, bro. Yeah. Anyway, how confident are you on a scale from 1 to 10 on Daig's ability to manage and game plan in a competitive series like this? Oh man,
question. I'm gonna let y'all answer that first.
I'll let you go, Joe. I'll let you.
All right, cool. I liked what I saw today. Finally, it took him 4 games to realize that Lou needs to be, it's not his series. Again, never trashing on Lou, one of our best players, one of the best defensive players in the league, but he guards number 1s who are 3s and 4s and maybe 2s, not centers. And we need shooting in this series. God, we need shooting badly. And Daigneault did a good job today. I still need more minutes from Kaysen. I still want like 18 to 20 minutes from Wiggs. And I still want like 15 minutes from Jay Will. He had 13 today, and I think he had 13 the other game. I'm not confident. I'm not confident in it. If he can continue to do what he did today a few more times, then I'll say, yeah, I'm 100% confident in my coach. But right now, with the rotations, I'm not confident. Defensively, great scheme. Great scheme. Offensively, not confident. Like I said, if they go into the zone, there's 2 ways to break it down. You go to the middle and you hit the corner 3 or the wing 3, or you go to the middle and set the high ball screen and be backdoor cutting. You can't just set a high ball screen on like a 1-3-1 matchup zone. It's weird. It's an NBA zone. It's not a normal zone. Because once you set the high ball screen, we're just pulling up for 3, or we're just digging ourselves into like the right wing, right corner where we get doubled, and then we're swinging the ball fast. We're turning the ball over, playing right into it. So,
yeah, I'll play the angel on the shoulder here. I do think after this game, I'm feeling good. I think he's definitely understanding now. Satvir kind of mentioned earlier how Shea pointed out that we're learning, we're figuring it out. That's not just the players. I think Mark's learning as well. He had that joke after the little incidents with the challenging after game 1 where he kind of pointed out that he messed it up. But I'm not going to say 10. I'm not a 10 in confidence, but I feel like he's getting it. He's figuring things out. He's understanding. We saw today was pretty good from him. I don't think we're going to get exactly what we want. We're not going to see the double bigs go away. I don't think we're going to see AJ get a bunch of minutes, no matter how bad Satvir tries to campaign for that one, which I agree with it. But I feel good. I think Mark's going to handle this. I'm feeling pretty good, at least from his coaching ability. It's just going to come down to if our players can step up and hit the shots, in my opinion.
Yeah, man.
It'll be interesting for sure.
I'll go next. I'm at a 5 out of 10 on the scale of confidence. No one else put an actual scale number, so I'll go ahead and do it. I'll be the bad guy. But the reason it's 5 out of 10 is because we're 2-2 right now. 50%. He's won 50% of his games. He's game planned technically only once really well. The other one was a blowout that we won. But also give him a little bit more, in the bucket. He can get 50% because he's doing solid on the game plans on the defensive end, like you mentioned. Offensively, it's always been about the rotations, the timings, everything else. I feel like you've experimented all season. You should know by now. Like that was his whole comments all season long was we're experimenting so we have a solid lineup going into the playoffs. And I kind of had faith in him. I near the end of the season, like, hey man, he said he didn't stick to his word. That's the thing that I'm kind of more upset about is when someone says like, hey, I'm going to do XYZ and I'm going to have a sure lineup on like how I want to play this out
Mhm.
per matchups, he's not sticking to his game plan for what he said he was going to do.
No.
And I think he's overthinking it. That's what I got out of the first game. The very first game, the way we lost, the way you lose that is because you overthink by over-fouling, over-taking timeouts, overdoing the coaching.
Yep.
Get it back. Keep it simple. You have a young team. You can't do complex things with a team like this.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Know what you want to do and just stick with that. But
Right.
flip-flopping it game to game, that's why we're losing. We're at two out of 2 when we shouldn't be, right? So
Right.
he still has, a chance to obviously increase the score as the series goes on and as the playoffs go on, because he's learning. But right now, the rest of the series will tell a lot, for the next 2 or 3 games.
Right.
And if we get past that, like, he's got to do this same level of adjustments the next game. And if he's not adjusting, the score will continue to go down. And I'm going to be honest about that.
I'll say 6.5, but before I even get to that, let me ask you guys this question about Coach, right? So when Aaron Gordon banked in that 3 with 1.8 left, did you guys like that timeout?
No.
Bro, just inbound the ball, right?
Inbound the ball. Like,
yeah, it's like he just do weird shit.
Yeah,
like
I don't know why he's
stupid. Go ahead, bro.
The craziest timeout. We have 20 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna lie.
How do you take a timeout with 20 seconds? Let it get down to 10 seconds. Let Shea get up the court. They have to foul.
That's why I'm out. Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually
lost.
agreed.
We could have lost off of that.
I actually agreed with the timeout today.
At 1.8?
Yeah. Because hear me out. They banked in that 3. We're up by 3 points.
Yeah.
You called the timeout. Denver's out of timeouts, by the way.
No, they weren't. They had a timeout left.
Oh, they had 1 timeout left.
That's the problem.
No,
I don't think they did. No, they didn't.
They
didn't because we made the free throws. They were out of timeouts.
They were out of timeouts.
But listen, you don't want to inbound like that is the perfect timeout to me. You don't want to inbound the ball on Denver's offensive side of the court. Something goes wrong, ball goes up in the air, they catch it on 3-point line. We're in overtime.
But
you call the timeout. Yeah, hold on. You call the timeout to get it on our side to advance the ball, because in the NBA you advance the ball during timeouts, so your offensive side of the court.
Mm-hmm.
You get the ball in, you get the ball stolen, they have to throw it at full court anyway. And that you can't give them any chance to get a deflection and have a wide open 3. We've seen it twice with Aaron Gordon already this series. It's a smart ass timeout. There's no way you rush an inbounds pass and give them any type of chance.
I'm not talking about the second timeout, the 1.8 one. I'm talking about the one he took at 20 seconds.
Yeah.
No, that one I disagree.
That was dumb.
Can push the ball to the court. It's the same thing he did in game 1. Let your players take time off the clock. He could have easily done that.
It's like he got training wheels on them, bro.
Yes.
Well,
that's what Savvy was saying.
Late in games.
That's what Savvy was saying with
training wheels.
With the over coaching, over trying to do a lot of things. But with the 1.8, he made an excellent decision.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Truthfully, I can tell from those timeouts, and he's doing them consistently, he does not trust these guys to go into the correct set, which is the most insane mentality to have as a coach that has on a team that's probably the smartest team in the league. Like, I've never seen a team win 68 games. Like, Coach Pop is not calling timeouts because he doesn't trust his team after they've won 68 games. Why the heck Mark Dagnall doing that?
Well, if you remember the presser, he said he didn't do a good job getting them set up late in games. Remember when he said that after game 3?
I'm gonna be fully honest. Yeah, I'm gonna be fully honest. I'm not gonna argue with Mark today about getting them set because they've looked like shit. They've looked like shit in game 3 and at the end of game 1 and down the stretch. So if you need to put the training wheels back on and just to get the pedals going again, and then let him go.
At least for a game that's this close. But Savvy was kind of talking about it earlier with this young team. You just got to let them play, bro. Like, you just have to let them play. That's when we've been the best this season, is when we're just playing. Like, Just overthinking it's the perfect way to put it. In that first game, like you said, Sabir, that absolutely showed it. In what world are you not going to trust what all season long we have been a historically good defense? In that game 1, you're not going to trust your historically good defense to play defense for 10 seconds. And instead you're going to just force a foul and go from there and rely on your 3-point. Like he's not trusting his players to just play basketball. He thinks it's like to me when you think of the term like somebody's book smart but not street smart.
Yeah.
He's so by the books. He's so in his head that he's like, it has to be perfectly played, it has to be perfectly set up. No, stop that. Just let them play, bro. Like let them get it done. But like I agree with what you're saying, Joe. In a game like today, shit, maybe we do need to chill out and sit down and like draw up exactly how this is going to work. But overall, that has been a problem. It's what Capers was saying too, the training wheels. Like he's so caught up on having to draw up the play. And it's like, your guys are smart enough. Shea can run the play. He can run the ball.
If you can't trust an MVP of the league to run freaking
have you seen him? Have you seen the MVP of the league lately?
Like, no. And look what Denver's
like Paul
doing.
George. Sorry, I didn't want to say that today. But
Look what Denver's doing. Jokic is coaching the team.
Yeah, right.
I know that's different because
here's another outlook.
They trust him.
Here's another outlook I have on it too. Someone said Popovich isn't going to call time. He is going to call timeout.
I promise you, he's not.
The defending world champion Boston Celtics in Game 2 at home did not call timeout. Or Game 1, one of them, and they screwed up.
Oh yeah,
and they screwed up. I think for a team as young as we are, if it comes down to it, perfect example. There was 3 minutes left. We called timeout. We got our set. We got Shea on the right side wing, like towards the baseline. Post up, bucket, easy 2 points. Let's start going again. It's certain plays like that where the time he's making good decisions to get an easy bucket, to calm them down. Like I hate the fact that some coaches just go like, if there's 8 seconds, you gotta go the full court to get a game winner or a game tire. I hate it. Drop the best play possible already in the half court set where you don't have to waste any time. So if you do need to get a shot off, you have enough time to try to get an offensive rebound and get the best shot possible. If you're rushing up the court and you're looking 4 different ways and you're trying to do it yourself and nobody's open, the game's over. Game's over. So there's certain times you call timeout.
You can't waste. I know what his analytical brain is thinking on advancing the ball and having better chances to have better spacing and game planning and whatnot. But the thing that he doesn't account for is the timeouts with the clock management. He hasn't figured out the clock management with the foul, like with the timeouts and the foul scenarios. I think he's still struggling on that end. Because with 20 seconds, you carry it up, then you take a timeout. You've already wasted 5 to 10 seconds, whatever. Now you take a timeout. That's fine. Now you're under 10 seconds. Each team only has one timeout each. Perfect, scenario to do the free throw battle. You don't do it at 20 seconds.
That I completely agree with. That was miserable. That was miserable. But listen, we're 2-2. We're favored to win by 11. Yo, I got to ask Capers a question real quick. This isn't OKC related. Last night, I saw something that really rubbed me the wrong way in that Golden State game.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 12 seconds left. Golden State was down by 8, and Draymond's yelling to the young players on the court, the line is 5.5.
No way.
Go shoot. I'll send it to you on IG. Like, it's clear as day. He's screaming at the players, the line is 5.5. Go shoot a 3. Because they could have dribbled the ball out because they lost no matter what.
And then Kuminga shot that 3.
And he made the 3. Are we going to allow that? Like, is that all right?
Yo, you got to send me that. Right? I did not see that.
And is that really on Draymond's mind in a playoff game?
Dude, that feels like genuinely.
Yo, that's insane.
He told them to shoot. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay,
look at it after. But, bro, I was like, wow. We got to do something about that because there's so many questions you could ask about.
Yeah.
Why is he focused on the line? Why is he telling him the line's 5.5? Go make the shot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that opens a whole world of legal questions too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
now you can interview him on it. But like the other thing that it kind of like blows my mind with that situation too is notice how none of us saw that until you mentioned it because the media just isn't talking about that. Like
no, yeah, I was lucky.
No one's
pissed that I saw it, but
that's insane, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
But anyway, yeah, I think we can wrap up here. Guys, thank you to everyone who
2-2.
keeps tuning in. It is 2-2. I said a lot of shit the other day. I still mean it.
We all
They
did.
still got to prove me wrong. We go back Tuesday, Game 5 in Paycom, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And yeah, I guess I'll just leave it up with Thunder up, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.